Hello everyone, this is Robert Radford. I've got another game for you from 50 Years of Chess. Do you remember what you're doing in 1994? Quite a long time, 31 years ago. I was about 41 then. I was playing for South Bristol, and it was an away match at Yate Chess Club, and it was played on the 2nd of October 1994. My opponent, I don't remember him, but I do remember the name. It was M.Paszkowizc. It was a Polish name, I think. I remember he was a young person. I can't remember what he looks like, but I know he was quite young. Possibly university or something like that. But I checked him out. He only played a couple of games. At the time I played him, he was rated around about 1450. So I think he was not necessarily new to chess, but not played much chess in England. That's for sure. So he was white in this game. I was black. And I'm going to show you the game now. So I'll call him my opponent because I don't want to keep calling him by his name. It's quite a long name. So he played e4 and I played c5. Knight f3, knight c6, so we have a Sicilian set opening. Bishop b5. This is quite not an unusual version, but not played that much, and it was totally new to me, so he seemed to know what he was doing. So I played g6, so this is kind of like accelerated dragon type thing. Castle, bishop g7, bishop takes c6, b takes c6, c4. Now this is very similar to the game where Fischer played Spassky in the second match. There's a game there, it's virtually identical to this, but thankfully I'm not playing Fischer in this game. So knight f6, d3, rook b8. So I've got my rook onto the half open file to make use of it. Knight c3, castle, rook e1, queen c7. I put my queen there because I don't want his bishop coming into f4, just to keep the bishop out of there. I know I could play d3 if he did, but I'd rather he didn't get his bishop on there at all. The only way he's going to be able to do that is with g3. So he's played h3, e5, b3, d6. So he's gone bishop g5. So he's got all his pieces out. He looks like he's playing very well, actually. For a guy who I believe was rated around 1450 at that time, and I was 1765. So graded a lot higher than him, but he's given a good account of himself. Knight e8, queen d2. Good moves. Bishop e6, bishop h6, f6, bishop takes bishop, queen takes bishop, knight e2, redirecting his knight. Knight c7, queen a5. A little bit loose over there. I've got two pawns that are unprotected, but I'm not worried about that. I'm looking now to getting an attack going. As you can see, I've got my queen opposite his king and my rook on that f file. So I'm going to push these pawns and go for it. So first of all, I played a6, so he can't take that pawn. Now he's played rook b1. He wants to try and go a3 and b4. So I've pushed my pawn on the other side on g5. Knight back to h2, f5, f3. That's good. I like that because now he's got some weaknesses around his king. It looks a bit airy around there. It's not watertight or anything. So now I'm playing my rook to f7, thinking about doubling the rooks. He's played g5. It's a bit committal. So I play pawn takes on g4, h takes g4. It's holding it together at the moment. If he can get his knight onto g3 and h5, that could be a problem. Rook from b8 to f8. King g2. Bishop back, protecting that pawn. Again, on a6. And also, if I want to move the knight away, I've got cover with the bishop. So he's looking at capturing that c pawn on c6. But it's garbage. I don't care what he does with it. I'm going to continue my attack. h5. G takes h. Now g4. So now I'm really attacking him. Of course, if he goes pawn takes pawn, I've got rook down, check on c2, and there's going to be problems for him in the very near future. So he's played rook behind the king. Clever little move. Should I play pawn takes pawn, he can just move his king. My queen will be pinned to my king. So I played the queen to h6 to avoid the threat. King h1. Queen takes on h5, pinning the knight now. Pawn takes pawn on g4. Queen h3. Now the threat is rook 2. Unless he's got a few problems, because if he plays rook g2, I can play rook to e1. Rook takes rook, can't take with a knight. So he'd have to play knight on 2 back to g1. And then I can play maybe bishop takes on g4, looking to come into f3 with possible mate. So I played rook to g2. This is fatal now because he didn't address the g2 situation. There's no way of defending this at all. So he resigned. I managed to overwhelm him on his king side, but I could see that given chance he could be a good player. He seemed inventive and he didn't play it too bad, but he pushed too many pawns forward in front of his king and made it unsafe. And this is probably why he's low graded. But either that or he just hadn't played any chess and he just started. I don't know. But I know he wasn't a very old person. He was quite young. I seem to remember he was maybe a teenager, about 18, something like that. But anyway, thanks for watching the game. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I'll see you again very soon with some more chess. Thank you.